Hello and welcome to Vietnam Journal, our daily English news bulletin on NetViet VTC 10. I'm Ngọc Duy speaking from Hanoi. Every day we bring you comprehensive and up-to-date information on Vietnam and following our major stories on Friday. Vietnam opens Consumer Electronic Expo 2011. Panamanian ambassador talks about maritime cooperation with Vietnam. And an Australian woman enjoys art teaching in Hanoi. Vietnam Consumer Electronics Expo 2011 or VCE is running from October 27th to 30th in Hanoi. The exhibition is co-organized by the United States-based International Data Group or IDG, Vietnam and the local clubs of CEOs and CIOs.
The second VCE Expo sees the participations of more than 70 enterprises with more than 60 booths. The main sections of these exhibitions include IT, electronics, telecommunications, and digital media. The exhibition focuses on improving the quality of services for visitors and exhibitors so they can introduce and display modern and useful hardware and software products. In addition, consumers and technology enthusiasts will have the opportunity to experience and admire the products, images, and advanced models in the 4 days of the exhibitions. The expo was organized for the first time in 2008 and attracted more than 150,000 visitors and over 40 exhibitors.
The 9th Vietnam Oil and Gas Conference and Expo 2011 opened in Hanoi on Thursday. The event is jointly organized by the Vietnam Petroleum Institute and the Hong Kong-based CP Exhibition from Hong Kong.
The expo covers an area of 7,000 square meters. It draws the participation of 194 enterprises from 21 countries and territories around the world. Vietnam Oil and Gas Expo 2011 is the largest petroleum exhibition ever in Vietnam. The exhibition takes place as Vietnam is boosting the exploration and production of oil and gas across its continental shelf and other regions in the world. The event will run until October the 29th.
On October 27th, Bicomex IDC Corporation of Bình Dương held a singing ceremony with Tokyo Corporation of Japan to improve the quality of urban area of Bình Dương province. The two sides also implement the International Standard Urban and Service project with an area of 1,000 hectares in a Vietnam city.
Representatives from Tokyo Corporation highly value the attractive and potential investment environment offered by Bình Dương City. Bicomex has prepared planned areas for Japanese investors. The urban area is expected to be a modern and industrialized city by 2022. Bình Dương province promised to create preferential conditions for the Japanese corporation to operate its project. Bình Dương City is planned to have the capacity of over 300,000 inhabitants. Tokyo Corporation is a leading group in urban development, transportation, and technology.
And following is some other news in brief.
Unilever Vietnam on Monday inaugurated the biggest goods distribution center in Vietnam Singapore Industrial Park, Bình Dương Province. Unilever representatives said, "This is a very important piece of infrastructure work in Unilever Vietnam's supply chain." The center not only distributes products to retail stores across the country, but also export commodities to 28 nations. Vietnam National Coal and Mineral Industry Group, or Vinacamin, and South Korea's Dongsan Kanchun Company will cooperate in an aluminium production project. The two firms signed an agreement on the cooperation in Hanoi on Wednesday. The project includes an aluminium electrolysis plant, an accompanying power plant, plus an aluminium production facility. This is the third time in this year Vinacamin has signed a cooperation contract with a South Korean firm.
Panama has a ship registry of over 9,000 vessels around the globe, accounting for 23% of the world fleet. Meanwhile, the Vietnam's maritime industry is still emerging. Recently, VTC 10 reporter has set out to talk with the Panamanian ambassador in Vietnam about the maritime cooperation between the two countries.
Hello, Mr. Ambassador, and thank you so much for joining us today. What are your assessments on the potential between the two countries in terms of maritime cooperation?
We have to talk about one of the most important aspects for us in Vietnam, which is the maritime industry. We are working to increase participation of Vietnamese institutions. Mostly, we've been in touch with the university, the Maritime University of Haiphong, the University of Transport in Ho Chi Minh City, and several other institutions. What we're trying to do is to promote a little bit the Vietnamese labor in international ships, because we're trying to get these schools to get accreditation from Panama Maritime Authority, and this will allow them to have more access to jobs on these ships. So I believe in a couple of months we'll be good to go in regards to getting sailors different types of opportunities, job opportunities on these international vessels.
What is the most important investment project between Vietnam and Panama?
I believe that the work that we're doing right now with the schools, with the universities, in trying to get this accreditation, I think it's the most important investment that we're doing. Maybe not monetarily, but I think that the rewards will be more than what the investment is. So I don't want to look at it as a monetary issue, but rather as a job promoting and a job development and exchange of knowledge between both countries.
Panama managed to lead the growth in Latin America and increase their FDI significantly. So what are the experiences that Panama can share with Vietnam?
Our foreign investment this year is going to be about $3 billion, which in Central America is the largest. Economically, Panama is a dollarized economy. So what does that mean is we don't have fluctuations of currencies. So that means that you have a stable environment in which to invest. We provide a very large banking, a financial center, over 90 different banks representing more than 35 countries. And we have one of the best access to capital in Latin America. So investors not only find a good environment or a risk-free environment, but they have access to capital, which is important. The other part about investing in Panama, I would say, is a geographical position. But most importantly, I think it's the advantages that the government has provided for foreign investors. For example, providing exemptions, tax exemptions on foreign investments. Mostly, for example, tourism in the free zone, for example.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope to see you next time.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure being here.
Welcome back to Vietnam Journal. The British Council and Premier League are jointly organizing an international football coaching course. The program was launched on Monday in Ho Chi Minh City.
Premier Skill Project is implemented to develop and improve English skills for coaches within the community through football. In the first phase, the project attracted more than 1,000 coaches in the community and about 300,000 young people signed up for the program. In the second phase, the program will focus on a training course that consists of 30 Vietnamese coaches nationwide and a training course for referees in the community as well. 3 specialists from Premier League will be in charge of the program. Vietnam's coaches will have a chance to enhance their knowledge on community development activities through football.
A fresh approach to delivering the story of Southeast Asian people and places to interview on October 30th, 2011. The TV program will be broadcast globally, featuring the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, including Vietnam.
ASEAN Today is a monthly half-hour TV program that brings the 44-year-old group of 10 Southeast Asian countries to life. It is produced by Metro TV, Indonesia's first 24 hours news channel. The producer partners the ASEAN Secretariat and airline sponsor AirAsia. The first program looks at the preparations underway for the 19th ASEAN Summit in Bali, scheduled for November 17th to November 19th. It will also feature the renewed coffee industry in Laos and a 94-year-old living music treasure in Vietnam. ASEAN Today's airing dates will differ in each country.
Poland Robbie has taught art for over 20 years in Australia before moving to Hanoi about 3 years ago. As an experienced educator, she is able to guide all students at all levels in various forms of art. Let's see how she enjoys her work in the following report.
Pauline is the only art teacher here at a very new school called Concordia in Vietnam's capital city. There are various activities in the class. Students may draw water puppets, dragons or lotus flowers. They also make masks, lanterns or kites. Sometimes they learn about the textile designs of Vietnam's Hmong ethnic minority and other traditional design patterns of the country.
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it. Because you get to be creative and you get to use your imagination, but also you get to learn things where you don't always get to learn. And you can draw really cool things.
As a teacher, Pauline always tries to develop her students' talents, but sometimes she seems to be a little bit strict to them.
She's good. Sometimes she feels a bit strict, but strict is also good because it means you can get the things right and not always get them wrong.
I was interested to hear the students say how they think I'm very strict as an art teacher, but they are new to middle school as well, because in middle school art starts to be a serious subject, unlike maybe in elementary school, where they have actual work to do and some homework. And I'm a bit tough because I'm a bit passionate about art and there's so much to learn.
Some students who have talent and passion for art do not consider art as their lifelong career, but the Australian teacher always encourages them to follow their interest.
What I find is that students who really want to do art, their parents say, no, you can't. What I have to say to parents is that a child will eventually do what they really want to do. Maybe they won't do so well as a financier and may have been better as a novelist or a dancer or an opera singer or a painter or a filmmaker, right? Rather than just doing a business course because that's something that they think will make them rich and get an easy job. But sometimes doing what we really love and following our passion and what makes us happy, sometimes the money comes. But if the money doesn't come, it doesn't matter so much.
In the near future, she will continue teaching those lovely children, and she also spends time on her own artwork with textile and zoll paper. Pauline says Vietnam has been inspiring her to do all the artworks.
The story about the Australian woman enjoys art teaching in Vietnam has wrapped up our news bulletin for today. For all of us here at NetViet VTC 10, thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.